Making landfall near Port Fortune, Louisiana, Hurricane Ida's devastation and destruction stretched for over 2,000 miles. Ripping its way through the Gulf Coast and continuing north, the excessive rainfall caused one of the worst urban flooding disasters in U.S. history. Flooding is not a new problem for the small village of Mamaroneck in Westchester County, New York. Residents have dealt with flooding caused by tropical storms Sandy and Henri, among many others. According to first-hand accounts, this time was much worse. Slotted between the Mamaroneck and Sheldrake rivers, and on the coast of the Long Island Sound, this area is extremely prone to flooding.
I feel that this is a low spot. This is like the Super Bowl, so we get, every time it rains really heavy, this is the spot it hits. Well, I lost everything that was in this apartment.
Everything for me is gone. I lost a lot of clothes, furniture, and a lot of personal items, pictures and papers. How am I going to replace those things? I don't know.
Lost a tenant, like we did last time. We have a basement apartment with a tenant who's out. All her belongings out. Our personal basement as well, out.
Actually, we lost everything. So I saved some of my clothes, but then
we lost, I can't even tell you how much we lost. Bikes, equipment, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff, just like everyone. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's devastating to see an established business just crumbles to zero. As you can see, it's all gone. The store was gone, submerged 80%. So all the products are trash.
I grew up in this house, so my mom still lives here. I moved back. This is our third rodeo with a flood like this. However, this is the worst.
3 a.m. that morning, 3 young men bang on my window all night to make sure if I'm there, if I'm okay. And I got up and it was a rude awakening. And I realized that water is all around me. It wasn't for those 3 young men, I wouldn't be here talking right now. Anyway, I'm in the shelter. My place is completely destroyed. I think they need to do something with this flooding because things could have been worse.
Wow, I was afraid because my kids were with me and the water started coming in. It was too fast. And my family member came and was trying to open the door and the water was going up and up. So I was afraid for my kids.
Pues la verdad, pues me siento muy mal, porque nos inundamos, todo, perdimos todo. No es una ocasión, son varias ocasiones que el gobierno no hace nada por desaguar los ríos ni nada.
To be honest, I feel very bad because this is not the first, the second, the third time. This happens all the time, and the government, they don't do nothing for us. It's sad.
Y en realidad no hay gas, no hay agua, no hay nada, y todo está perdido.
There is no gas, no water, and we lose everything. Can you see?
This was supposed to be fixed, and I believe the government, there was a kibosh put on it because of the cost.
Army Corps supposedly went in there and did some dredging and stuff, but I guess with water like that came in, there's not so much you can do except move. That's a hard thing to do.
Along with other recommendations, the Army Corps of Engineers report calls for 7,500 linear feet of channel modifications. The report also calls for the removal and replacing of existing retaining walls and utilities.
We've been fighting for this for 5 years. Army Corps of Engineers, they approved it. People in Mamaroneck were fighting it because they were worried about what the walls would look like when they put them in aesthetically, which was ridiculous. They finally got something passed, and then it went down.
Where does it start? Where does it begin? Where does it end? I just think the whole thing is the big funding that we didn't get. it wasn't there. So, I mean, had we had that, would it have been better? I would like to think so. And I hope going forward we can get it, because look at this. I mean, these people, me included, you know.
Modifications like these are going to cost $88 million. But the report fact sheet that was updated September 17th states that funding is now being considered following the storm events of September 2021.
But they know this problem's been here since I was 18. I've been flooded 6 times. This has been the worst. It's getting worse, not getting better. They have done nothing, obviously.
I think he had to do a lot of things, like the river. If they know this happen all the time, they're trying to open or do something else. They can help the town, because this is all the time.
So.
I got in my tools, everything in the back.
The tools. Okay.
This is where he lives. I mean, he used to.
I got a demolition, everything.
And you guys had to take down all the walls and everything?
They did already.
Did you guys?
Because that was damaged already.
Oh.
This is the window is broken. The river is inside.
Yeah.
This is the bathroom.
Bathroom,
You see the
everything.
bathroom. They took already everything. So. It's all about neighborhoods, families, kids. I mean, kids are the more important things, the future. And I think we gotta look forward, like, not to stay in this town if they don't do nothing for us. I think we gotta move.
You know, we went through like 4 flood situations like this, but this one had the most amount of water, you know, and after the aftermath, I mean, you can see like the village tries to clean up as well as they can. We'll be out here for a couple of weeks, taking away all the debris, all the stuff that was still on.
We saw the media outlets. They showed how much disaster had happened after Hurricane Ida here in Mamaroneck. So we all drove up. What we're trying to provide is just basically the manpower. Many of these homes are owned by elderly people who they don't have the ability or strength to pull out things on their own. So we just wanted to bring the manpower to just get everything out.
This is the 3rd time I brought thousands of volunteers to the village. I brought 9,000 to Hurricane Sandy from what I learned here. This is the 3rd rodeo. It's time we get the problems fixed. Today it's moving furniture out, gutting and mucking, getting things done.
Utilizing U.S. Census data, the local organization OneMamaroneck reports that people of color make up 20.3% of the village of Mamaroneck, and yet account for around half of residents in poverty. Much of the village's multifamily, rental, lower-income housing sits in the most vulnerable flood zones. Predominantly inhabited by people of color and immigrant communities, in neighborhoods like Washingtonville, our community experiences massive disparities when flooding disaster occurs.
We are, like I said, neighbors, so what I do, trying to help them, like they don't have no gas, they don't have no electricity, for you to say. So what we do is make the food hot and bring to them.
I've been here a resident for over 33 years. So what we did is we blasted on social media. They were accepting donations for everybody that was affected from the hurricane. So today we are actually handing out the donations that we accepted yesterday. The community has always been great to us, so I thought it was time for us to give back to the community. And this is one of the ways that I believe that I felt that we can make it happen.
The neighborhood seems to be working together. Everybody seems to be showing a lot of love to each other, and it's bad that it takes tragedy like this to bring some of us together.
While residents of Mamaroneck will continue to demonstrate powerful resilience, others and I hope the local government, state government, and the federal government can move swiftly to ensure funds for the Army Corps of Engineers plans, to explore further flood mitigation actions, to avoid overdevelopment, and to enforce any anti-flood regulations. Many residents do not think enough has been done to mitigate flooding. What happens next is vital for the safety, equity, and satisfaction of the community.
It's like a chain, you know? Neighborhoods, family, if you break the chain, that's it. So we gotta get together, difficult things, good things, and we're here, so trying to survive like everybody.